This is not just a good evening, this is a great evening. We are so appreciative that everybody has come out tonight, and it is a tremendous privilege for me to have the opportunity to welcome you to tonight's ceremony. My name is Kirsten Mansky, and on behalf of over 2,000 staff, students, and parents, I'm honored to kick off our program. Thank you. Tonight is the 69th annual Honorary Lifetime Membership Awards. So since 1949, just 3 years after Pittsford schools were formally established, the Pittsford PTSA created this award. Tonight's awardees join a short list of people the PTSA has recognized for their incredibly generous gifts of time, caring, and commitment to our children. And we have never skipped or missed a year. When I think about what an entirely different world we live in today compared to 1949, I find this remarkable. How can it be that through different decades and eras, economic, housing, population booms and recessions, and so many challenging times, we have always set aside time to stop, identify, and acknowledge in a meaningful way the good in our community? This year, we received over 100 letters detailing the amazing contributions of our awardees. Reading the letters and learning about how each one of these people has so deeply affected the lives of our children has been truly the highlight of my year. The audience's presence here tonight is also acknowledgement of our community's deep appreciation to each and every one of the awardees. To all of you, I say thank you. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to one of PTSA's newest chairs, who has spent countless hours preparing for our celebration tonight and is our Master of Ceremonies. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jing Yang.
Thanks, Kirsten, for the nice introduction. Good evening. Welcome to the 2018 Pittsford PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award celebration. My name is Jing Wang, a proud Pittsford parent and chair of the Honorary Life Membership Award Committee. On behalf of the Pittsford PTSA, I'd like to thank you for being here tonight. Before we start, I especially want to welcome all of tonight's awardees and their families, and I'd like to thank our nominators, and all of the people who wrote the letters of recommendation. Because of you, we are here tonight. Because of you, we celebrate the achievements of our awardees tonight. Because of you, we are inspired to do better tomorrow. I'd like to acknowledge our superintendent, Michael Piero, our 7 school board members. All of them are here tonight. And all of the staff who were able to join us this evening. We are here to honor 13 people who have repeatedly gone above and beyond the duties of their job or volunteer commitments in service to our kids. All of the awardees were nominated by a fellow member of the community, and their nominations were accompanied by several letters of support. These letters show that each awardee has demonstrated a dedication, availability, and a willingness to meet the needs of Pittsford's youth over a period of many years, and that each one has outstanding personal qualities making them role models for us all. Tonight, each nominator will introduce awardees and tell us why they were nominated. On the screen are somewhat touching excerpts from the letters of support that we received. I hope you were moved as much as I was when I read them. Tonight, our first recipient is Nancy Campbell from Nancy Campbell is from Parker Road Elementary School. Let's welcome Mark Bosamo, the Parker Road principal, come to the stage and introduce Nancy.
This is not what Mark Balsamo looks like. Good evening. My name is Sandy Stewart, and I am one of Nancy Campbell's Instructional Challenge colleagues. Mark Balsamo, the principal of Park Road, Nancy's home school, was originally going to introduce Nancy this evening, but he has the flu, and he went home earlier today to rest and recover. So I'd like to begin by sharing some of Mark's thoughts. Nancy started with Pittsford schools in 1996, and she has served as the Instructional Challenge teacher at Park Road since that time. She's also the long-standing standards leader for Instructional Challenge, as well as a long-standing member of Park Road's instructional leadership team and the student success team. She was a leader in developing the philosophy and guiding principles behind the RTI block. She's been instrumental in developing high-quality, engaging units of study to support Instructional Challenge students at each grade level across the district. She's a frequent speaker and contributor to Quest, which is a forum for educating parents of high-ability learners in our district. She's also offered countless professional development offerings through the years through the Pittsford Teacher Center on an endless list of topics regarding gifted children. Nancy can also be credited, along with a few others, in building the case for and ultimately creating the double accelerated math program at the two middle schools, as well as the original ARI process. Mark shared that Nancy's been a true asset to Park Road's students in enrichment. This population of students can be overlooked. However, their academic and social-emotional needs are no less significant than students who struggle to learn. And for over 20 years, Nancy has served as their educator and advocate. For many students, the opportunity to work with her is the absolute highlight of their day. She also serves as an invaluable resource for parents. Gifted students can at times be a unique parenting challenge. Nancy is there for parents as a support and someone they can turn to ask questions, provide advice, suggest readings, and connect to others outside resources. She's viewed as a true consultant for parents and staff both at Park Road and throughout the district. As one parent of several gifted children at Park Road said, "I cannot think of an individual who has helped us more in understanding our children's needs, who has made a greater impact on our children during their time at Park Road, who is more deserving of this honor. She not only knew our children, she understood them. She did not simply appreciate their intellectual talents, but just as importantly to us, she understood their social and emotional makeup as well. She supports their academic abilities as well as their psychosocial needs to equip them with tools to help them succeed in whatever they choose to pursue." On behalf of Mark Balsamo, Melanie Ward, the Instructional Challenge team, and the entire Park Road community, I would like to say that we know all of this and so much more to be true. Her dedication to gifted students has been her life's passion, and her accumulated knowledge and expertise in this area is truly immeasurable. Nancy has cared deeply for her students as well as the greater good of the district with a sense of professionalism, humbleness, and integrity that is hard to match. She's been an incredible role model, mentor, and dear friend over these years, and she is most deserving of this award. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was a lot more emotional than I was expecting. I want to thank Mark and Melanie, who nominated me, my instructional challenge teams, and others who wrote letters of support, and the PTSA for this wonderful recognition. It's really been my privilege to work with so many amazing students, many of whom are sitting right over there tonight. Families, colleagues throughout my career. I really do love my job, and it really has been a lifelong passion for me. I'm especially grateful for the opportunities I've been given by administrators from Jack Keller and Debbie Rose in the early days to Mark Balsamo and Melanie Ward today, to develop and grow as a leader in the district. Those of you who know me know that I'm a really quiet woman, and I think it says a lot that I have been listened to, and I have been respected, and I have been allowed to lead. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Catherine Matichak. She is also from Parker Road. Let's welcome Julie Frisk, a parent of Pittsford school kids and long-term Parker Road mom. Come up to the stage and introduce Catherine.
Hello. I am so happy that Mrs. Catherine Matichak has been honored with the Pittsford Central School District's PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award. Mrs. Matichak has taught 5th grade at Park Road School for 14 years. She is a key member of Park Road's 5th grade dream team of teachers who have helped hundreds of 5th graders act as role models for younger elementary students. She and her colleagues train the kids to change classes by subject area so they can experience different teaching styles, time and material management, and the increased independence they will soon face in middle school. Along with her regular teaching duties, Mrs. Matichak also introduces kids to the club-type activities they will discover later in middle school and high school. For years, she has given everyone in the 5th grade the opportunity to participate in journalism club. She has encouraged kids to think outside the curriculum, to investigate and celebrate their school community. And she has allowed them a chance to see their original work in print and to shine in front of their peers. 5th graders at Park Road cannot wait to get to school. Mrs. Matichak also attends her current and former students' music and theater performances. Her kids watch for her after shows and are so excited that she has taken the time to continue to love and support them even after they have left her classroom. Mrs. Matichak makes that extra effort to draw out the creativity and confidence in her students. While many teachers might preach self-control and conformity, Mrs. Matichak goes a step further, not just to control yourself, but to respect yourself, express yourself, and be yourself. It's not easy to raise kids. When your kids have teachers who you trust, it lightens the load. You see your kids thrive in the presence of wonderful adults. They go beyond where you can take them. You know your kids are learning and growing in the best circumstances the world has to offer. I know I speak for hundreds of parents when I say that Mrs. Matichak's loving commitment to our kids has made them better people. Congratulations.
Okay, wow. So I recently saw a poster that said it's a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together. I consider myself so fortunate to have found a career that brings me such joy. It's given me the opportunity to work with so many talented, dedicated educators, our administration staff, our superintendent, my 5th grade team who's out there tonight. And this district, I've always felt was amazing. I'm thankful to have been a part of it, both as a parent and as a teacher. I've had a chance to work with creative, hardworking students who have made me so proud every day, and you make me laugh every day. Sometimes not on purpose, but you make me laugh every day. I've met and admired countless families who've supported and worked alongside me as we've guided their children through the many challenges of elementary school. How lucky I am that I have landed in this rewarding profession and to have wound up in this Pittsford community. So thank you to the PTSA, to everyone who is part of this nominating process, Mrs. Frisk, wherever you are, Mrs. Frisk for nominating me. I had a chance to work with her wonderful son and daughter. I'm humbled, I'm appreciative of this honor. I'm going to be retiring from Park Road in June, and to be honored in this way is more than I could have ever hoped for when I started this career. Dr. Seuss said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile that it happened." Tonight, I am grinning from ear to ear. Thank you so much.
The next recipient from the Park Road this year is Larry Vinarino. The kids call him Mr. Larry. Please welcome Virginia Hartman, who is a parent and PTSA volunteer, to come up on the stage and tell us about why she nominated Larry.
It is my great pleasure and honor to come here this evening to talk to you about the one and only Larry. Larry has been a custodian for our district for over 35 years. He is responsible for making sure our school is kept clean, safe, beautiful, amongst many other things. When I heard about the PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award, I knew right away that I had to send my nomination in for Larry. I met Larry nearly 5 years ago when we moved to Pittsford. I was at the Halloween parade and during a good part of the parade, I could hear the kids chanting, "Larry, Larry, Larry." I remember turning to my husband and saying, "Who's Larry? Is he some famous Minecraft character?" I quickly found out that Larry was no Minecraft character, but most definitely a character. Larry and I both share a gift, the gift of gab. We love to chit-chat, especially about food. Being both European, him from Portugal and me from Belgium, we would often talk about the delicious food we missed from our countries, like octopus and grilled sardines. Yum. A few months ago, he was telling me about his plans to retire soon to enjoy time with his family, especially his 6 granddaughters that he adores. And I knew this award would be a great way to show him and everyone in our district how much he is loved and appreciated. Larry, as I mentioned earlier, is one of a kind. When reaching out to PTSD families and staff, everyone was so excited to write something about him. All had their own funny stories, funny and touching Larry stories. I was happy to hear that I wasn't the only one who always falls for his "your shoe is untied" joke. At home and at Park Road, Larry is known to be funny and silly, but he's mostly known for his hard work and dedication. He's always willing to take one for the team, like dressing up for Halloween to entertain the children or dressing up as a giant hamster at the Park Road Assembly, and is always there to lend a hand. Planning PTSA events for nearly 400 families can get a little chaotic and overwhelming at times, but Larry and his team are always there to help, even if it means staying later than planned or opening the doors before anyone is at school. Thanks to all his hard work and dedication, it is no surprise that Park Road is known to be the cleanest building in the district. I could go on and on about how awesome Larry is, but I was asked to keep it short. So I will finish by saying, thank you, Larry, for all you do, for being a big part of what makes my boys' school so amazing, for always greeting me with a smile when I walk into the building, for being such a great example of a hard worker and a family man. I am grateful to know you, and I'm honored to present you with this award.
everybody. I'd like to thank PTSA, all the people who write nice things about me. I love all the kids. I love my job. I love everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
To honor the awardees from the Park Road Elementary School, please join me in welcoming the Park Road 5th grade chorus and their director, Rebecca Kim. They are joined by their pianist, Craig Kim. Welcome. Our next honoree is Elizabeth Berrin from Calkins Road Middle School. Please welcome Josh Walker, the principal of Calkins Road Middle School, to introduce Elizabeth.
Good evening. The qualities of the PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award include a positive impact on youth, community involvement, and outstanding personal qualities. Liz Behrens is an exemplar model of all of these criteria and more. Liz is retiring this year after being in Pittsford since 1999. She has worked with students of all ages, from her days at Allen Creek Elementary to Pittsford Middle School to Calkins Road Middle School. She's taught history, science, and most importantly, lessons of life, citizenship, and perseverance to our students. She's a loving and supportive colleague, and her dedication to the mission of educating and caring for our students is beyond admirable. Her school spirit is also unbelievable. She goes above and beyond for Spirit Days and especially Halloween. She's at every show, she's at every concert, she's at events for her students to cheer them on, as well as her colleagues. She's an eager chaperone on field trips. She gives up time to giving up time with her family to give students a real experience. Once, in supporting the grapes mnemonic in the social studies department, Liz dressed up as a bunch of grapes. And of course, she's the staff songwriter, writing original lyrics for a personalized song every year for each staff member that retires. And let's not forget that little salsa dancing experience for our Spanish club students on their trip to New York City. Right, Liz? Her work with the Science Olympiad team has been successful, to say the least. While many schools struggle to put together one team, Calkins Road consistently fields 3 teams at the local and regional competitions. And not only that, but they win, and they win often. They represent us proudly at state competitions each year. Her leadership and her partnership with the other advisors and parents and coaches and students have bred this culture of enthusiasm, excitement about science, and success. The Science Olympiad is her baby, and it is her legacy that she gives to the students of Calkins Road. We will miss Liz terribly next year in our hallways, and I'll miss talking with her about the Yankees and Broadway. Through the years, she's a pillar for her students and colleagues, showing a love and a care and an enthusiasm for all. She's an inspiration in many ways, and we are so proud of her. She's the twinkle in our eye, she's the love in our heart, and she's our guiding light. We love you, Liz.
I did not expect to be nervous, because as a teacher, you just get up here and talk, right, guys? I just want to say, I've done a lot of things in my life. I want to start out with, when you said this began in 1949, so did I. So, in my life, I have taught in other states, I have owned my own business, and I've taught back here in Pittsford, and I have never worked with greater people. From Allen Creek to Calkins Road to Barker. I even did a stint in Mendon High School, right, Carl? Woo! And I'd leave Mendon and they'd say, where are you going, Sutherland? No. Barker? No. I'm going to Allen Creek. So I taught 4, 5, and 9 that year. But it was a great experience, and the people here, from my department leaders to my co-advisors, I've never seen anything like it in the world, so thank you.
Our recipients are from everywhere in our community. The next awardee is Anna Gribble, a long-term parent volunteer and leader in our PTSA. Please welcome the principal of Barker Road Middle School, Shanna Kataya, to come on to the stage and share a little bit about why she nominated Anna.
Good evening. It is such an honor to be able to be here to speak on behalf of the many people who wrote letters on behalf of Anna Griebel. I have nominated people in the past for this award, but I have never had the experience that I did this year where people came to me and said, I heard you're nominating Anna for the PTSA award. Can I please write a letter? It's just the sort of person that she is, that she really leaves a lasting impression on every person that she comes into contact with. Anna is genuine, thoughtful, so smart, and able to see things from multiple perspectives. I've had the honor to work with Anna when she was the Barker Road PTSA chairperson for several years, as well as through all of her work on many of our building and district committees, including our building ILT, our Instructional Leadership Council for the district, and recent subcommittees about grading. Anna brings her knowledge as a college admissions professional, along with her perspective as a parent to Thomas and Keenan. And every decision that she makes, she brings all of these different perspectives together. Perhaps her greatest attribute is that Anna has the ability to have a balanced approach to her work with our schools. She truly seeks to understand the many layers involved in running our schools and takes that understanding and shares it with others to help more parents feel involved in the educational process. Likewise, she's been able to take the many ideas, comments, and advice that she receives from parents in our community, and she shares them with our district staff in order to bring diverse parent perspectives to our decision-making teams. Anna is sought out by parents, myself included, for advice on all elements of their child's education. She's knowledgeable, approachable, and always willing to take the time to hear questions or concerns of other parents. In her time as the PTSA chairperson at Barker Road, she thoughtfully encouraged parents to be involved in their child's middle school experiences. She would often get up when we had incoming 5th grade parent orientations and let parents know, you're not done yet, we still need your help. From fun nights to book fairs and movie nights, Anna made sure that every event was planned and organized in a safe and fun way. Thousands of students have benefited from her attention to detail, her clear communication style. As a building administrator, I never had to worry about the events that Anna was running, as she could handle any situation that came up in a calm and thoughtful way. She was always searching for the best possible outcome for our students. In addition to the countless hours that Anna has invested in creating amazing events for our kids, she was equally dedicated to thanking and honoring our teachers. She praised the hard work of our faculty and staff, organized small things from a treat jar in the main office to numerous special events throughout the year that allowed parents to come in and show their appreciation by bringing in sweets and treats for their child's teachers. The culminating event was certainly the Teacher Appreciation Luncheon that she organized every spring. During her time at Barker Road, she added to the event every year, making sure that it was bigger and better than the year before. And to this day, teachers put this on their calendar and look forward to it every spring. Even after leaving Barker Road, Anna has come back to engage parents in conversations relative to high school and college planning, to share all of the things that she's learned so they can use it as their own children start to transition to men in high school. On a personal note, I started my career as a building principal with Anna as my PTSA chairperson. I could not have been luckier. Her leadership and collaborative spirit had a significant impact on how I was able to lead our school and involve parents in a meaningful way. I continue to value her advice and her friendship. I can think of no one more deserving of this honor than Anna. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Shayna. Obviously, the best things that you get in life when you stick your neck out a little bit to try something new, like volunteering for PTSA, is the people that you meet along the way. And Shayna, you are definitely a result of that. So thank you very much for this and for your friendship. I appreciate it. I just want to say that anything that I've done, any time that I've given to the district, is really just my way of saying thank you. It is an incredible gift to any parent to send your child off to school each day, knowing that they are in great care. And that's exactly what I've been able to do for the last 13 years in the case of one of my kids. This evening, along with myself, two of the honorees. One is both of my kids' kindergarten teacher, Donna Nichols, as well as their high school principal. So from start to finish, my children have received just the best possible, not only their academic education, but just the care, love, concern, and time of their teachers, staff members, and administrators of this district. And volunteering has really just been my way to say thank you to everything that you have done for my kids. They're turning into fantastic people that I'm wildly proud of, but is in no small measure to all of the guidance and care that they've received here in the Pittsford School District. So thank you very much to everyone. Congratulations to all the honorees this evening. I appreciate this very much. Thank you.
Bernadette Canfield is the third grade teacher from Thornell Road Elementary School and our next awardee. Please welcome Roger DeBell, the principal of Thornell Road Elementary School, to introduce Bernadette. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Before I begin, I would just like to extend my congratulations to all of the award recipients this evening and to our amazing PTSA for not only this night, but for all they do for our school community each and every day. Thank you so much. Thanks. It is indeed a very special honor to stand before you on behalf of the Thornell Road School family to recognize Mrs. Bernadette Canfield. For those of you that don't know, Mrs. Canfield will be retiring at the end of the school year. Throughout her career, Mrs. Canfield has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to our students, their families, her colleagues, and our entire school community. For the past 29 years, she has made a difference in the lives of hundreds of students, whom she affectionately refers to as her super kids. The community within her classroom accentuates the importance of living the Thornell Road way through our core values of respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, and caring. Recently, Mrs. Canfield has helped us pioneer the integration of mindfulness strategies into instructional practices in the classroom. She has a genuine enthusiasm for teaching and an undying love for her students as both learners and as individuals. As a master teacher, she is highly regarded by her colleagues and parents. Beyond the classroom, she has worked tirelessly to make our school and district a beacon of excellence in education. At the building level, she has served as a grade level chairperson, a member of our instructional support team, and a longstanding member of our instructional leadership team. At the district level, she has served on a number of committees. As a matter of fact, I don't think there is a committee that the district offers that she has not at one time or another served. She is currently part of the district planning team, as well as a number of curriculum assessment and writing committees. Additionally, Mrs. Canfield has regularly volunteered to assist our PTSA-sponsored events like the annual Spelling Bee, our Family Fun Fair, and the basket raffle. Mrs. Canfield is an exceptional role model. No matter what she does, she maintains a calm, caring, friendly, and poised demeanor. Each day, Mrs. Canfield embodies our school mission statement through her dedication to teamwork, respect, and excellence for our students. For her many contributions and years of dedicated service to our school community, I would like to thank Mrs. Canfield and congratulate her as a recipient of this year's Pittsford District PTSA Honorary Lifetime Membership Award. Before I close, as I was coming up to the stage, Mrs. Carrie Mitchell, a very close family friend and a parent of one of Mrs. Canfield's students, wanted me to say this. While she took care of my daughter, I took care of hers. And for those of you that don't know, Mrs. Canfield's daughter is expecting a child very soon, so she will be a grandma in a few weeks. So Bernadette, for all that you have done for our school community and on behalf of your entire Thornell Road School family, congratulations on a very well-deserved award. Thank you.
can stay calm after all of that. Thank you to Dr. Wang for having me here this evening, and of course to Roger for this lovely nomination, to all my colleagues and friends at Thornell Road School, I love you dearly, and to our PTSA for their investment in the future of education through the awarding of a scholarship to a student who is interested in pursuing a career as a teacher. And thank you to everyone who's gathered here as part of this special evening, including the students who are all sharing your talents with us this evening. 31 years ago, my family accepted a corporate relocation to the Rochester area. Settling in Pittsford turned out to be the very best decision I ever made. I have a sincere debt of gratitude to all the teachers and all the coaches who touched the life of my daughter and nurtured her love for learning and her capacity for leadership. Thank you does not begin to express my heartfelt appreciation. It has been my pleasure to serve on a variety of committees and contribute to the planning for the future of our district. I have enjoyed being a part of the collaboration among our administrators, our parents, our teachers, sometimes students, at my grade level in my building and at the district level. It is this collaborative spirit that reminds me of the importance of our deep commitment to provide the very best child-centered education for our students. There is not a day that goes by that I have not felt appreciation for the joy that is found in a classroom filled with laughter, love, and learning. I could never have known that when I began teaching in Pittsford 29 years ago, I would spend a life's work here as part of the emotional, social, and academic development of kindergartners, first graders, third graders, and fifth graders. And I have loved all of them and being part of their childhood. There has been no greater satisfaction than seeing the smiling face of a child as they happily head out the door of my classroom at the end of the day, down the stairs, bound for home. I have sent them home happy. Is there any better satisfaction than that? It gives me reason to make sure that tomorrow they will return to our classroom for another day, filled with laughter and love and learning. And most important, I will again send them home happy. Thank you for giving me so many wonderful memories of my life's work here in the Pittsford school community. I will fondly remember all of these years as being the very best of times and the very best of times. And thank you for sending me home so happy tonight.
Our next honoree is Mary Rafferty, a substitute teacher from Minden High School. Please join me to welcome Kathy Eckler, a retired Pittsburgh teacher, to tell us why she nominated Mary. Welcome.
Good evening. Okay, slowly. It is an honor for Minden High School to introduce our recipient for this prestigious award, Mary Rafferty. If you've ever, any of you, been a substitute teacher, you know it is not for the faint of heart. But this faithful and remarkable woman has been a dedicated substitute teacher in Pittsford for over 30 years, averaging 3 to 4 days a week, 120, 30, 40 days a year. Remarkable. The unique aspect of Mary's nomination is that teachers from 6 departments, as well as administrative and other staff members, enthusiastically contributed letters of support on her behalf. It was a delight. We would like to share some of what these people said in their letters. It's a good insight to Mary. One said, students are excited when Raph is in the class, and the mutual respect is obvious. Another one said, when asked why she continues to sub, Mary's answer is, I love being with the kids. They keep me young, and indeed they do. She can hustle with the best of them, and it's seemingly tireless. When Mary walks into our department office, another one said, we're excited to see her. She knows our kids. She is absolutely a part of our team. She knows our kids, she knows our classes, and our quirks, and yet she still keeps coming back. Another one said, when Mary is in, I can breathe. I can breathe easier knowing that the plans will be followed, feedback will be thorough, the students will be on task and cared for. There's no nonsense. The next one said, Mary brings to every situation her unique and positive perspective as a mother, a teacher, a world traveler, and an active community member. Her love of different cultures and backgrounds enables her to understand the diverse needs of our students. Another one said she is an exemplary role model with her strength of character, her compassion for children, and her commitment to lifelong learning. Other than a cell phone. Mary is not just a sub. That was our final thing we said. In fact, one teacher wrote, a senior boy in my public speaking class referenced Mary in his final speech. He referenced her as being like everyone's favorite grandmother. Mary is simply put a part of the Menden family. So, Mary, for your ongoing dedication to education and the Pittsford community, we would like to congratulate you on receiving this award and say thank you on behalf of our kids.
My son told me before we left home I should make a paper with larger print on it. That was a great suggestion. I should have taken him up on it. To the PTSA, my humble, heartfelt thank you for the very special PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award. Knowing that I share this award with other teachers, paras, and administrators, with and for whom I have worked over the years, makes it even more meaningful. To Kathy Eckler and Susan Doran, a huge debt of gratitude for putting my name into nomination and going into the myriad tasks to bring that nomination to fruition. 100 thank yous would not be enough. Thank you also to the teachers and administrator at Menden who took time out of their very busy schedules to write letters. To the Pittsford School District for allowing me to continue doing that which I truly love and enjoy, well beyond what some might consider my use-by date. Thank you. I chuckled when one of our honorees mentioned 1949. I predate her by a good bit. And finally, a thank you to those wonderful young people without whom most of us wouldn't be here tonight, the students. The students, at least at Menden High where I spend my time these days, although I have subbed in every building in the district. Everybody. The students at Menden are passionate, compassionate, energetic, enthusiastic, inquisitive, gracious, kind, and I could go on. Most of us know about the Rainbow Classic, Pink the Rink, blood donor drive, clothing drives for the needy, food drive for Pittsford Food Cupboard. What many do not know is how often students say, thank you, as they exit the class at the end of when the bell rings. How they hold open doors. Just this morning, one boy held one of the doors open for me as I was coming up the stairs into the technology area. Others say have a nice weekend, or did you enjoy the break, Mrs. Rafferty? These simple acts of kindness go by unheralded, but they tell us much about our students, what kind of people they are. Too many adults think that all teenagers think about is me. Yes, they're concerned with their grades, with their social activities, with their appearance, but their concerns obviously do not stop there. It is a privilege to play even a tiny role in preparing these young people for the day that they will be running our companies, our schools, and indeed our country. I do believe that each of us needs a purpose in our lives. I thank our students for giving me my life purpose and for bringing me so much joy. It is now nearly 60 years since I made the choice to go into education. The last 30 spent subbing here in Pittsford. What a satisfying career, what a blessing. For tonight's validation that this was the right choice, a sincere thank you.
Calkins, the Menden High School principal, is our next award recipient. Please welcome the Menden High School Assistant Principal, Nora Heffler, one of the lead nominators for Mr. Calkins. Welcome.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Carl Thielking. On behalf of myself and Kelly Zelke, the other assistant principal who nominated him for this award. Carl has been principal at Menden High School since 2000. During his tenure, he has had the full responsibility of overseeing all aspects of Menden High School. For years, Carl has made significant contributions that positively impact many, many youth and our community through his strong personal character. If you knew Carl, you would know that he provides a predictable and calming environment for Menden High School. He is positive and always looks for creative solutions that support our youth at Menden. He is a good listener and even-keeled. His utmost professional demeanor may take you off guard, because in fact, Carl has a gentle soul. He is a role model for our student body who highly regard and respect him. In addition to his work at Menden, Carl serves as a mentor and also as a political advocate at the local, state, and national levels. Most recently, he was asked to represent New York State for the National Association of Secondary Principals. No matter what roles or responsibilities that Carl embarks upon, his heart and focus is always student-centered. During his years in education, as a classroom teacher, coach, administrator, mentor, and advocate, Carl has always demonstrated exemplary dedication and commitment to serve the young people and the educators around him. Congratulations, Carl.
Wow. To begin with, my deepest thanks to PTSA for this honor, those that, of course, my assistant principals who nominated me, but those also who may have written letters in support. I need to say I'm humbled by this group of people that I'm being recognized as a member of. This is really relates so strongly to the beginning of this year for me, when I announced my retirement, starting with the staff and then with letters to parents and students. And one of the things kind of the theme to my retirement has been, I stand on the shoulders of giants. These people lift me. The parents, the students, and all of the teachers and staff. I've been so blessed to be able to finish my career in Pittsford. I think this award is particularly meaningful to me, very simply because PTSA, the Pittsford PTSA, really symbolizes for me the synergy of this school community. I have had the great pleasure to be either a teacher or an administrator in 5 different high schools in this region, 4 different districts. In every case, I've loved the place I've been in because kids walk in the day, in the school every day. But there was immediately for me coming to Pittsford something very, very special. And it is that synergy of parents, teachers, and students, the degree to which this community can work through some very difficult issues and come through it stronger. Most recently, being part of a district advocacy committee for the last several years, what a wonderful example, because as someone who I am active within my state association, and when I share with people the kind of collaboration, I mean true, deep, meaningful collaboration that happens in groups like the District Advocacy Committee. My colleagues from other places are shocked. They're amazed. It is a level of synergy that simply does not exist, at least in my experience, in the same way anywhere else. It has been an absolute pleasure to be part of this. I'm humbled by all of the people around me and the shoulders that I stand on. Thank you.
Here to honor Mr. Calkins as well as Mary Rafferty, please sit back and enjoy Menden High School Polyphonic Choir. They are joined tonight by pianist Yusuko Kili and violinist Isabella He. Welcome Menden High School students and their director, Kelly Jordan. Welcome.
Amen.
Thank you so much for the remarkable performance brought by Mendon High School students and their director, Kenny Jordan. Your principal will be very proud of all of you. Let's give Mendon High School students another round of applause. Please welcome Jefferson Road Principal Sean Clark to tell us about our next recipient, Cynthia Chambers.
Good evening. I would like to begin with a quote. Nurse, just another word to describe a person strong enough to tolerate anything, yet soft enough to understand anyone. The demands of a school nurse teacher are many. Without question, they bear one of the greatest burdens of any member of our school staff. The calm within our daily storm, Cindy Chambers has served in the capacity of school nurse teacher for 30 years, 25 of those at Jefferson Road Elementary School. Cindy has created an environment in the health office that can be described as supportive, caring, honest, and competent. It doesn't matter what the situation is, Cindy is a rock of consistency. Students' needs are met with the many tools of her trade: an ice pack, a Band-Aid, a wheelchair, a hug, or a listening ear. Her patience is something to behold. Students always leave her office better than when they arrived. It's very easy only to think of Cindy serving the students at Jefferson Road. However, she is equally accessible to our staff. It doesn't matter if a medical situation impacts a member of our staff or their immediate family, she is there to listen and to provide gentle guidance and important considerations. Cindy has even been known to accompany members of our staff to personal appointments in order to lend her support and expertise. She does this because caring for people is who she is, not just what she does. Another important role that Cindy fulfills is that of health teacher. She is always looking for new and innovative ways to engage students in learning about their own bodies and ways to keep a healthy lifestyle. She has a wonderful way to connect the lesson to her learners. Whether she uses stuffed animals to represent germs and bacteria or uses a petri dish to grow real bacteria, students leave the lessons with the knowledge that keeps them safe and healthy. As her supervising administrator, her patience and professionalism while teaching groups have been tested. A perfect example of this is when I would conduct her unannounced observation during her lesson on reproduction to 5th grade boys, also known as the talk. Cindy is able to tackle the most difficult situations with class, grace, and a splash of humor. In addition to the many building level committees that she serves on, Cindy's leadership extends far beyond the school walls. As standards leader, Cindy brings her knowledge and collaborative nature to assist school nurse teachers across the district. She's respected by all who know her and those who have had the privilege of working with her. Cindy's many contributions to our school and our district over her 3 decades make her a worthy recipient of the PTSA Honorary Life Membership Award. And now I would like to conclude with a quote. Care for one, that's love. Care for hundreds, that's nursing. And I would add, care at Jefferson Road, that's Cindy Chambers. Thank you.
As I think Carl said, it's very humbling to be up here. When I got the email from Dr. Wang, when I opened it and read it, I was just like, wow. And then as time has progressed, it's even made a greater impact. I appreciate the support of Sean, the Jeff Road family. And the one thing, I've been at Jeff Road a long time, and it continues to be a warm, caring place where everybody is respected. And we have great families and kids, and it's just a pleasure to work there. Being in the district and being on a few committees, I've really gotten to know other people in the district and understand the underpinnings, which has been a really wonderful experience. The other thing is that, you know, I just love the kids at Jeff Road so much. So I appreciate everybody, my colleagues that supported with letters, and I have to give a shout out to my colleague and friend in the health office. If it wasn't for Meg Lucas, I couldn't decide if she's my anchor or my lifeboat. But she helps me immensely, and that helps to create the nice atmosphere we have at Jeff Road. Just a little life experience to show how much I love my kids at Jeff Road. It's about 8 years ago I needed to have surgery, and I found out at the end of August and was going to need to be out for a couple months. And Dr. Marquardt said, "Are you ready to set up a time?" And I said, "You know, I'm going to give you a call when I've got my kids ready for school." And he looked at me and he said, "But your kids are adults." And I said, "Oh yeah, I mean my Jeff Road kids." So I called him in October and was scheduled for the end of October. And so I appreciate everyone's support, especially the PTSA that gives so much to us. And thank you very much.
Jim Irwin from Sutherland High School is our next awardee. Please welcome Marsha Wintig, a physician and researcher and a Pittsford parent, who is joined tonight by Marisol Hobiak, a parent and a PTSA volunteer, to introduce Mr. Irwin. Welcome.
Thank you. It's my great privilege to introduce and tell you a little bit about Coach Irwin. I unfortunately only got to know him in the last 2 seasons of his long career, but I was able to get some wonderful statistics from his wife, Kari, who's in the audience today, who is a librarian, and she's very good at doing a little research, and so I just wanted to share a little bit of that information with you. So Coach Irwin has been working with our teens and young children throughout the modified, JV, and varsity, cross country and track and field, boys and girls for 27 years, 72 seasons, and more than 4,000 students. So I think that right there deserves an applause. One thing to keep in mind about track and field and cross country is it's a sport that has no cuts, which is what really makes it remarkable and why I think it's really special to honor a coach in this venue. One of the things that Coach Irwin does so well is he brings everybody into the passion of running. Running is something you can do for the rest of your life. It's something that he himself did as a graduate of Sutherland High School in 1985. And he continued to do throughout his high school career and into college at SUNY Albany. And he really infused that passion in our children too. And I think that's really the most brilliant thing about what he does. People, when I said that I just wanted to thank him for starting my son on that career of lifelong running, I think it will be. So many people came and said, "Oh, I'd like to write a letter for you in support of all the work that he's done with our kids." And it was from, every type of child who's been a part of this, they're starting off their running. So that's just what I'd like to say, and I'm just going to give you a quick quote to leave you with, and then I'll turn it over to Mary Sue. So one quote from a parent, this is a parent back from 1998 who decided to write in, said, "Coach Irwin's respect for all members of the team, no matter what their times or place, or what place they came in, reflects his ability to help each student in his or her own goals." Thank you.
It is with great pleasure that I also join Marsha in presenting this award to Coach Irwin for his dedication to the running programs at Sutherland High School. When I think about Coach Irwin, he was so much more than just a distance coach. Of course, he taught them how to finish a 5K, how to have strategies to get up the hills, how to set a goal, to have a personal record for the season. But when I think about that, and I think about my own daughters who participated, I'm not so sure that that's the real message that they took away from the program. He taught them responsibility, he taught them character was a big portion of his program. At the end of cross-country meets, the athletes themselves would decide which athlete was like the runner of the meet. They selected a boy and a girl runner.
So he taught them character and how to look for that in their teammates. And it wasn't the person who won the race or was the fastest, it was the person who tried their hardest or met their goal or went out of their way to be kind to another teammate or another runner from a different team. So he taught them character. And the other thing too, when I think about all the things that they learned, was how to be inclusive. Like Marcia said, it's a sport for everyone, and everyone on that team, they felt that, and they believed that the fastest runner was just as important as the slowest runner, as every runner in between. Everyone had a special place on the team, in his heart, and it was a very inclusive and family group of kids, and they all learned that from being a part of the team. My daughter also wrote a letter, and I took a peek at it as I was putting it in the envelope. And she also said that she believed that Coach Irwin cared about everyone on the team. So it wasn't just parents that felt that, the athletes themselves felt that too. My little cheat sheet. He also taught them how to be a team player. When you think about running, you are always trying to beat the clock. You're trying to get the best time, your fastest time. But they actually were a team. Every meet I ever went to, I saw the girls cheering on the boys cheering on the girls. Everyone wanted everyone to do their best. Everyone definitely felt that everyone was important. And the last thing, I would like to thank Coach Irwin for being a role model. The kids learned so many great things from him, and I know my two daughters definitely benefited from being on his teams. So thank you, Coach Irwin.
Well, the word being humbled has been mentioned several times. I really am deeply humbled. I was really surprised at this, and I'm just so grateful of receiving this honor. I want to thank the PTSA. I want to thank Marcia Whitting and everyone who was involved in nominating me, and Mary Sudobaika. I want to also thank the Pittsford administration, all the wonderful staff, and especially all of the coaches. There were assistant coaches, co-head coaches throughout indoor track, outdoor track, and cross country. The big thing about coaching, of course, is the athletes, and I feel privileged and proud to have had the opportunity to work with all the wonderful student athletes as a coach in the Pittsford community here. And with regard to the Pittsford community and coaching in the Pittsford community, I wanted you all to know, and many people know this, but I was a Pittsford student. I started at Allen Creek in kindergarten, graduated from Pittsford Sutherland in 1981. So this community is really near and dear to my heart. It means so much that I could have a positive impact in the life of young adults through coaching. I also, lastly, I want to dedicate this award to two very important people, my mom and my dad. They're both public school teachers, were public school teachers, and they taught me a love of education and the value of working with youth. My dad passed away 12 years ago, but I'm so proud that my mom is here in the audience. Mom, I dedicate this to you. Thank you so very much.
Our next honoree is Denise Sobel. Please welcome her lead nominator, Principal of Allen Creek, Michael Bounty, to come up on the stage to introduce Denise.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a party tonight. I thought it was, yeah. You can laugh. It's okay. It's good. Thank you for laughing. Well, it's certainly an honor and a privilege to be able to recognize Denise Zobel. I've had 10 years of working with Denise as a partner, as a colleague, and most importantly, a great, great friend. When I reached out to the staff in the community about speaking on behalf of Denise, there wasn't a person who wasn't willing to do that. There were so many kind words, and there were so many true words that came to my desk, and I was really so excited to share all of that. And I couldn't share all of that, but I tried to put it together in a way that I could share how we all feel at Allen Creek School about Denise Zobel. Some of us said Denise is a consummate professional every day and within every situation. She has a deep level of compassion and commitment for not only her colleagues, but also for students across the entire building and district. Denise is willing to take on any leadership that benefits students at Allen Creek and the community. Denise always demonstrates kindness, patience, and high levels of respect towards her students and her colleagues. She's a quiet leader, kind of like Nancy Campbell. Isn't that what you said? You're a quiet leader? Two quiet leaders, what a nice connection. Quiet leaders, yes. Who goes above and beyond her duties, which include being a third grade teacher, Allen Creek's building representative, and advisor to both our Mentor Club and the Friendly Home volunteer program. Our Mentor Club, for those of you who don't know, Denise partners our high school students with our Allen Creek students, and they spend time together after school 2 days a week within the school year, and they work on everything from just being an older buddy to working on homework, helping out with some of their math or their reading, and it has been a great partnership with our students from Sutherland High School. And also the Friendly Home, who right next door we're lucky to have the Friendly Home as our neighbors, and Denise takes those a bunch of kids over there to spend time with the residents once a week, and it's a very special program, and we have gotten a lot out of it, and so I thank Denise for that. Denise has always been a loyal and dedicated colleague, and more importantly, a friend. From my first day at Allen Creek, this is from one teacher, to present time, she has shared her knowledge about teaching kids, working with educators, and making a difference. Denise's door is always open, and her candor when responding to personal, private, work-related questions shows how much she values our profession. Denise deserves this award more than anyone I know, and I'm proud to work alongside her. I then asked her students, of course, what they thought. And as a matter of fact, we have one of our students here, John Dean, who wrote a nice letter on behalf of Mrs. Zobel. And I asked the other kids to tell me a little bit about what they thought about Mrs. Zobel. Mrs. Zobel cares about all of her students. She makes learning fun and motivates us to do our best. She is always there to help. She makes difficult problems look easy. She never gives up. She believes in us. She challenges our brains so we are ready for 4th grade. Thank you. And one student said, she's ACEs. And for those of you who don't know what that is, at our school, that's accepting, cooperative, empathetic, and supportive. And I couldn't agree more. So I guess to finish and to sum Denise up is she's been a great friend, a great leader, and she has a gift for building community. And that is what Allen Creek has had the privilege of being part of, a great community, and I thank her for it, and I congratulate her. So please join me in thanking and congratulating Denise Zobel.
Thank you, Mike, for your kind words and that always fabulous sense of humor that helps lighten any mood. I appreciate that, especially now. And thank you, PTSA. It is an honor to be recognized for work that I truly love. Every day I have the joy of helping young people grow
In turn, they show me the beauty of their individuality and the limitless ways that we can learn. It is humbling to be nominated by colleagues that I respect so much. I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to do such fulfilling work at Allen Creek. I rely on the leadership, support, and friendship of colleagues who always drive me to be my best and do my best work. Thank you very much, everyone.
Donna Nichols, a kindergarten teacher from Menden Center Elementary School, is our next awardee. Her lead nominator, Principal Heather Clayton, and fellow teacher Christine Fernandez, please come up to talk about Donna. Welcome.
Good evening. It's my distinct pleasure to be here tonight to speak on behalf of Donna Nichols. My remarks will be alongside those of Donna's longtime colleague and friend, Chris Fernandez. It's no surprise to us that Donna is a recipient of this award, as she possesses outstanding personal qualities and has made a positive impact on the children in our district for over 22 years. Donna teaches and nurtures our youngest learners, which is certainly no small feat. This year alone, 7 of her 20-plus kindergartners were 4 years old. So just let that sink in for a moment. On any given morning in her classroom, in addition to being a teacher, Donna's a mom, a coach, a nurse, a nutritionist, and a magician. I think back to the first day of school this year when one of Donna's students refused to enter the classroom. The class had gone in, but he had planted himself outside his locker, and under no circumstances was he moving, no matter who tried to help. We're talking attempts from 2 administrators, 2 counselors, and the school psychologist. He wasn't moving, till Donna came. She sat right down next to him on the floor and worked her magic. Before we knew it, she had him in the classroom engaged right along with all the other boys and girls. You see, this is where Donna shines. It's her unique ability to carefully plan and deliver her lessons while allowing for the unpredictability that so often defines kindergarten. One summer, we had triplets enroll at Menden Center. At the time, we had 2 morning kindergarten classes and one horribly worried mom about how she was going to split up her 3 children. Donna came in over the summer and invited the triplets into her classroom to play. She carefully watched their interactions, drew some conclusions about how they would work best, and made a thoughtful recommendation about how to place them for the next year. Needless to say, it was a fantastic year for all 3 children. We're always thankful for Donna's rich experience and expertise. Every year, Donna reads a special book to her kindergartners entitled Owl Babies. In the story, 3 baby owls awake to find their mother missing. The 3 babies huddle together and reassure each other with positive thoughts. When at last Mother Owl returns, the babies are flapping and bouncing, dancing on their branch. Mother Owl asks, in all capital letters in the book, "What's all the fuss? You knew I'd come back." Donna, while you will be leaving your little ones behind, there'll be no fuss because you've gotten them ready to leave the nest. The lessons you've taught them will last a lifetime, and like Mother Owl, your lessons, kind words, and caring ways will come back to them time and time again. Donna, you are a quiet, unsung hero, and we are all better for knowing you.
I was extremely honored and excited and a bit nervous when Heather asked me to help present this award tonight. But after all, Donna truly deserves to be recognized for all she's done for our Pittsford school community. The children and our colleagues have all benefited from her dedication to education, so the award is well deserved. I truly believe Donna doesn't sleep. It's always baffled me that she can live an hour away and still be the first person in our building. At 6 a.m., she's preparing for her day. Well, in all honesty, my day too, considering how much she does for my class during those prep sessions. Her lessons have always been well thought out, of course meeting the New York State standards, but more importantly, each of her children's unique needs and levels, incorporating creativity, always focused on what is developmentally appropriate for them. If you've ever had a chance to chat with Donna after her K kids get on the bus, you would know the love she has for them. She always has stories to share about her teaching, the learning that's happened in the morning, and the special moments that occur during their time together. But Donna's day doesn't end when those little ones climb up on that bus. Donna's afternoons for the last several years have been dedicated to her position as our elementary science standards leader. In my home, we refer to it as Mrs. Nichols' desk job. But I've come to realize that that job is a lot more than sitting at a desk and ordering those great big yellow science boxes that magically arrive at each of our doors. Rather, Donna dove into the standards, asking the right questions to the right people, helping craft lessons that were relevant and appropriate for the children and attainable for the teachers. After a morning full of kindergartners and an afternoon with the science, you'd think Donna would call it a day, but no. The third part of Donna's day always entailed attending some kind of meeting. She seems to have gotten herself on every single committee in existence. Some she volunteered for, but most often she was specifically requested because of her insight. Many, many years ago, I tried to convince Donna that it was okay to say no, but to our benefit, she never listens to me. She's done everything from running collegial circles for our kindergarten team and our science teachers. She sat on many committees that are referred to by their acronyms that I can never keep straight, but thankfully she can, to sitting on the state-level task force for writing standards for early childhood education. If there was a committee, Donna was probably on it, or it seemed like Donna was probably in charge of it. So like I began, you can see why I'm honored to help present this award to her tonight. But it's a bittersweet feeling I have, as her well-deserved recognition is coming at the same time as her retirement. So while we're all celebrating her out-of-this-world accomplishments, it's become very real to me that this incredible person isn't going to be 10 steps away from me every single day with a smile, her enthusiasm, a pep talk, or which probably happened way too often, an ear to listen to me complain about something. Because more than any of her accomplishments, any kindergartner she has helped, any curriculum she developed, any committees she sat on, I am proud to be able to say for the last 21 years, 2 decades, Donna's been an amazing teaching partner, my unofficial mentor, and especially my friend. Congratulations.
Well, now that they've made me cry, I have to talk. Chris and I have spent the week trying to figure out who is going to be more nervous up here, her or me. I think it's a tie. It's difficult for me to express what an honor this is. While I'm great with kindergartners, I've been great with standards, and I've been even talked into doing PD. Public speaking is not my forte, so I'm going to keep this brief. I've been fortunate to work in this district with people I love and respect and enjoy working with. I've had the opportunity to collaborate with many dedicated teachers, parents, administrators, and district staff throughout the district. Serving on district committees has allowed me to see the big picture and contribute in many different ways. Every day I work with students who continue to amaze me and inspire me to be my best. So thank you for this recognition and the opportunity to be part of this community.
This year's award won't be complete without honoring our last recipient. The members of the award committee were fighting over who would introduce Terry at this ceremony. I had to remind them I am the person in charge of the whole process. So I chose myself. Please welcome our last nominator, Jen Smith, a parent and a PTSA volunteer who is joined tonight by Josh Walker, principal of Calkins Road Middle School.
When Jen asked me to join her up on stage to introduce Taryn, I was absolutely thrilled. I've had the honor of working with Taryn for the last 3 years as the principal here, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful ride. She served as a PTS co-chair here at Calkins for the last 3 years, a position she's held with the utmost dedication and enthusiasm. Her leadership style empowers those around her, creating an incredible executive team each year that is wholly dedicated to the support of our teachers and our students. And I always look forward to every conversation with her because it's full of energy and passion and enthusiasm, and I love the way she says Calkins. You'll hear it. Love it. So above all, it's her incredible kindness and her love for students that accentuates her leadership. People love to work with her because they know her intentions and her passion are focused on the greater good. She's always looking to support outstanding programming and experiences for the faculty, the staff, the students, and the parents of Calkins Road Middle School. It has been my honor, my privilege to work with her. And it is now my honor and privilege to introduce Jen Smith, who will continue the introduction.
Thank you, Josh. Good evening. As a colleague of Taryn's since 2010, I'm honored to introduce her tonight. Taryn has dedicated an incredible amount of her time to the betterment of students in our schools and to the youth in our community. Taryn began volunteering with the Pittsford PTSA once her 2 children entered elementary school. Her involvement and contributions have been and continue to be far-reaching. She has been involved with hands-on student interaction, but has also held many leadership positions at both the building and district levels. The list of her PTSA roles is too lengthy for me to read, but be assured that her involvement is extensive. From this impressive list, it is obvious that Taryn is comfortable as both a leader and as a committee member. No role is too small or too big for Taryn. She is always professional, efficient, approachable, kind, and an excellent team player. As a leader, Taryn is able to delegate tasks to the volunteers she works with, but she's also a doer and dives right in to accomplish whatever needs to be done. People enjoy working with Taryn due to her enthusiasm, no-nonsense, collaborative approach. Something that has made Taryn stand out in her various PTSA roles is her drive for continuous improvement and automation wherever possible. In each position she's held, Taryn has also looked to find ways to streamline the responsibilities and fully document the role of any given position for a seamless transition to the next volunteer. Based on her successes at Mendon Center and Calkins Road, Taryn has often consulted with other PTSA school volunteers to help them improve, document, and automate their processes. Taryn is well known as an advocate for utilizing technology to save both parents and volunteers time and energy. It was Taryn who, as the after-school enrichment chair, moved the advertisement and registration processes from a cumbersome and time-consuming paper operation to an online process. This change made it simpler and more user-friendly for parents and more efficient for the volunteer coordinators and instructors. At the district PTSA level, Taryn recently led the PTSA website move from School World to Wix after spending countless hours researching possibilities. This project highlights several other strengths of Taryn's, such as her information gathering skills and her desire to share her knowledge with others. She has trained many PTSA webmasters and e-news editors and has created numerous training videos and tutorial guides in order to help share her knowledge and skills with others. In addition to her PTSA work, Taryn has also been involved with the community. Taryn was an instructor and assistant director at Drama Kids International Rochester for 10 years. She's coached softball and baseball for her children's teams, and she has an extensive relationship with Camp Susquehannock, where she served in a multitude of roles, most recently off-season administrator. To this day, Taryn continues her many roles within PTSA. She works full-time, and she is an involved parent of her high school and middle school children. Her efforts have impacted many students and parents alike. I can think of no one more deserving of this award than Taryn Rosa.
after all that. Thank you so much to Jen Smith and to Julie Gutch, who were my co-nominators, and to Josh Walker, who I understand was also part of the conspiracy to get me up here tonight. So thank you so much. To all the people who wrote support letters, to those of you who have emailed me, texted me over the last few weeks when the announcement was made, I really am honored, and I thank you so much for all that you have, for all the ways that you've enriched my life. Everything that you've mentioned, I didn't do by myself. I always had a team of other volunteers, of educators, of staff from various different aspects of the Pittsford schools community working right alongside me. I couldn't have done all these things without having a huge network of people to help me and to enable me to do the things that we all did together. I have met the most amazing people as I've had this opportunity to work at Mendon Center, Calkins Road, as well as the school district. As somebody who came from another country, I really didn't understand the American school system. I really didn't understand anything about the school district. And by getting involved in the PTSA, I was able to educate myself. I was able to meet people from the superintendent to the custodians to support staff to teachers to educators to parent volunteers. And the cherry on top was I got to work with students as well. I got to meet so many children in my community, and it still warms my heart if I'm at the library or I'm somewhere and somebody comes up and says, "Mrs. Rosen, do you remember me? You taught us science action when I was in 2nd grade." So I really have had the opportunity to really get to know my community, and that's the greatest gift for me that I have had. It's been given to me more than I have given back, and so I thank you so much for that. But I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if it wasn't for my secret weapon, and that's my husband Eric, my daughter Dara, and my son Seth. As I said, they really are my secret weapons. They're my support team that enable me to spend 5 more minutes on the phone with another parent volunteer. I know that if I go to a PTSA meeting, I'll come home, dinner's been cooked, the dishes have been cleaned, everything in life is just good and has moved on, even though I was out there at a meeting. So having that support system to enable me to do the things that I've loved doing has just made it so much easier. So thank you guys. I really appreciate that you make me look so good.
We actually did fight over who was going to introduce Taryn this evening. As we come to a close, I would just appreciate it if you would join me in thanking Jane for the wonderful program this evening. This was her first go around, and I think she did an amazing job. So thank you. In 10 years from now, Jane, we will be here honoring you because once you get sucked in, you can never get out. Thank you to the Calkins Road staff for allowing us to use your building and for helping us have all of this wonderful technology and lighting. And finally, what we're really here tonight for is to say with the deepest gratitude on behalf of our children, an incredible thank you to all of tonight's awardees. Thank you.